Well, Midlords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking. I've made a little bit of a mistake. When it comes to marketing things, I tend to do the same thing for every single video that I produce. I tend to post them on both servers that I have, the company server, the community server, and then also the other VA server as an automatic system, which I did not install, by the way, that alerts people as to the upcoming live streams or premieres or basically anything that I post. Considering the mess that my channel is, normally that's actually a very faulty system. Unfortunately, I don't know how to uninstall that, so instead, people seem to have uninstalled GLVA altogether. I also post in the same group chats as usual, but that's obviously to minimal success. The reason I bring this up is because, due to that apparent death of GLVA, as such, death, as I said, the video that I posted about the auditions for this particular project have been, let's just say, have not had the uptake that I thought it was going to, or that it would have done beforehand. I don't know for sure if the death of GLVA was to do with that new installation that came from seemingly nowhere, that allows everyone us to just my stuff, and it became just an avenue for promotion that I was never really going to use it as, instead of the self-sustaining voice acting server that it was intended to be. I honestly couldn't tell you, but it seems that a lot of people in the last months of 2020 actually started leaving en masse from the server, and that's the only connection I can find. So, needless to say that, depending on whether I've lost the puppy love cast or not, I'm gonna have to do something about that later. I relied on that server without realizing just the severity of the situation on there, and so I did not get as many auditions as I thought I would have done, and I would not get as many had I posted on other servers, such as, promotions in other VA servers like everyone else would. Originally, GLVA was meant to be sort of a place where people could come to host all of their projects at once, so that way you wouldn't have to scroll between tons and tons of VA servers. I mean, I've been joining new ones, actually, so clearly that avenue has not worked, basically. And I can see why. But I'm just saying that it took me a while before I actually noticed that. So if I'd done the promotion properly, then likelihood is I would have had more auditions for these characters, because some of these have ended up with no one actually that I can cast at the moment. That being said, there were a few. So, to be fair to all of the people that auditioned, I am only going to extend, in a different video, the characters that were not cast this time round. And to be fair to the editors as well, I'm not going to make this a super long extension, just, a few more days, basically, to get people more interested, so that way, I can actually, churn out these videos and give people the scenes that they actually want this time. So, with all of that being said, let's get on with the characters that I have cast. So, first of all, we have Eliza, who is Raina's mother, who has only got this appearance, I believe, in Season 2, but we'll get other ones later on. So for this one, of course, I said recurring character, and you're somebody who could sound like they had a very mature voice, and also somebody who could, in fact, seem to slightly tear up on command, as it said in the requirements on the line. And that person was Emily the Little Nightwolf. Mature voice, check, at least comparatively to a lot of other people, actually. And they were able to cry on command? Well, yes, actually. I mean, of course, Emily is no newcomer to voice acting necessarily, because she's done a bunch of stuff on her channel, actually, some of which I am in. So I'm very interested to see what can happen the other way round. And she's also a very devoted fan, as of recently, to the series. Remember this piece of fan art she did from the last episode? So it seems like she'll be staying around for some time, both as a fan, hopefully, and as a member of the cast. So congratulations to Emily. Next up, we have Tony. Same deal. I also made another mistake talking about Tony and Rick, where I mentioned that it says childish on the side of their line, that it's not meant to be, because Tony is Raina's father. That was my B. But, fortunately enough, people actually saw past that because of the description I made and the comments as well. So that all got cleared up. And the person who received this role is Gilead, King of Rat. I didn't give the context for the lines, actually, so he did precisely what everyone, everyone should do, is and send various takes of the things to make sure that one of them works or not. But yeah, obviously I'll give everyone the script now, because they kind of have to know it. Just Emily, don't read ahead too much. But congratulations to Gilead, nonetheless. So Rick is basically the same deal as Tony. I just needed somebody else, again, to do the line that was not the exact same person again. And it seems, actually, that there's that Untitled, or It's Dylan 101, whatever he wants to call himself, has snagged up this role. It seems interesting that both Gilead and Dylan went for the separate dads without knowing. So, yeah, I mean, they both picked one, they both received one, I suppose. That's rather fitting. I did tell Dylan, actually, that the voice that he sent was not the one that I kind of wanted, because it was like Monitor Monty from Puppy Love. We'll see that around June time. But I know that he can do other voices. I know that he can make them sound deep. But he said he was going to be able to do that, so I wanted to make sure for that, and I have faith in him. Either way, I'm sure that we will work around, because he's one of the fastest and most efficient voice actors I have. So congratulations to Dylan. Okay, next up we have Frida. Once again, same deal as Eliza, really, actually, in more senses than one. In the sense that she is a reoccurring character that's going to appear mostly in season 3 rather than season 2, other than this one appearance, absolutely. And also in the regard that Emily the Nightwolf has snagged this part. So there you go, very much very similar, but also Emily has got two parts because she made them sound different, because obviously she put on a child voice for Frida. And I also like the fact that the child voice that she put for Frida is not the same as the one that Nova does for Morwenna or anyone else. And also the mannerisms are different from Pop Josephine, because that's the concern when we were writing the character, that she's going to become a carbon copy of Pop. I believe that we've managed to deviate from that a bit, but only time will tell when we get season 3. So for now, congratulations once again to Emily. Kid Julius, William Tube HD is this person's voice actor. He's become more interested in the Mutant Girl, like outwardly interested in terms of editing. So not only did he use the hashtag as the only person who used that hashtag that I mentioned before, and but he also provided sufficient examples of what he's been working on in terms of how he edits his gotchas now. And actually, I can see that he is definitely making it. I mean, he's kind of reminds me of what I did, basically, which was I used my knowledge of editing softwares in general and applied it to gotcha, except that he has a lot more inside knowledge, a lot more programs that he's been able to use and familiarize himself with, and so it turned out much better than my initial start. So I'm very confident for him, both as Kid Julius and as an editor. So congratulations to William. And that's it, really. So the characters that are left are still Amelia, Kid Rayner, Ivy, and Lila. Ivy and Lila, once again, they're characters that are going to have one appearance and not show up again. So if anyone wants to do those, then basically that's it. You're not really signing yourself up for much at all. In fact, I think those are some of the only lines they have in the whole script. If you still want to do some one-off characters, then I'm going to extend that a little bit. I might mention this in a different video or something, but I don't know. I might give people 3 more days or something like that. I don't want to give people a week again, because the editors have been waiting long enough, and I have to actually, deliver to them, because that's, my role for this, pretty much. So, yeah, let's say 3 more days. I don't know, February 10th, get the voice lines in, and I will actually do another promo and, actually promote it accordingly this time. Or just go to closed casting, one or the other. We'll see. But before any of that, please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters. Be sure to subscribe if not done so already. If you wish to audition, remember the hashtag is MGS2Ep8VA. And on that note, until next time, good luck and farewell.